Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. This is a daily show that equips team leaders and their team members to reach their full potential. This show is sponsored by the CLC team, and they offer a variety of online and in person leadership development options, including mastermind groups and an online community for leaders who want to continuously learn and grow. Find out more about them at clcteam.com. Hey, hope this is a great day for you. So, let me ask you, have you ever had difficulties in making a decision? Or have you struggled and wondered if you were making the right decision? Or how about having several options and you just aren't sure which is the best decision? Have you ever been in that situation? Well, if you're a leader, chances are you have at one time or another. And you know what? Today, I want to share something that I will guarantee will make decision making much easier for you and your entire team. And it all happens before you need to make the decision. And it can all begin today. Sound good? So, here's the secret, or maybe not so much of a secret to many of you, but here it is. You train for it. I mean, you actually train for the situations that you may find yourself in when you need to make critical decisions. You come up with what-if scenarios and you train on them. You walk through the entire process and you make decisions in a training environment. You make decisions and see how it plays out. Now, you're going to make mistakes, but you will learn each time as you figure out what works the best in different scenarios. And by the time you ever find yourself in those types of situations for real, well, you're going to have already figured out what the best decision is long before you ever find yourself in that situation. So you'll be able to make the decision quickly and confidently. Now, when I was in the Air Force, we did a lot of training, and we got to know about every situation possible that we may find ourselves in. And we continuously learned how to make better decisions, even though we had made those decisions several times in the past. Now, I have to admit, some of the training was so boring, and we had to take it every year or two. However, believe me when I say that the training that we had to go through helped us make decisions and act accordingly when and if we ever needed to. Just the other day, I read in the local newspaper that a local airman in the United States Air Force, Senior Airman Demetrius Carden, received an Air Medal for his decisive action and decisions, all while under hazardous conditions. When asked about it, he said that the training that he received in the Air Force is absolutely critical. He said, during the event, everything happened so quickly and the adrenaline makes decision-making difficult. But having his previous training to lean on, he said, helped him incredibly. Carden was on board a C-130 over Afghanistan when they began to take fire, injuring one of the crew members. He said that he knew what he needed to do and how to do it, and that he remembered quite clearly all the times he spent practicing it for those type of events. You see, his training directly attributed to his being able to make split-second decisions confidently. For that matter, I'd be willing to bet that the entire crew felt the same way because they had all trained for it. They knew what they needed to do before it ever happened. Now, I realize your organization isn't like a combat zone, but I bet sometimes it may feel like that because all of the decisions you need to make, in which 90% of them are critical. But you know what? I'll bet that you feel like it is some days because all the decisions that you need to make, well, 90% of them are usually critical. Sometimes you just cannot train for every type of situation. I get that. However, you can think of different scenarios and run through them with other leaders and your team so that you all are more prepared when and if the time ever comes. Today's challenge is for you to think about, or better yet, have a discussion with your team about random what-if scenarios that may occur within your team. What if such and such happens? How would we handle it? What decisions would need to be made? And so on. I also know that your organization isn't set up like the military. And when you are training, your jobs are simply not being completed. However, I'll guarantee the time spent in training can have a tremendous impact on your decision-making abilities. And all training should be developed with that in mind. The bottom line is that when we train on how to do things, we get better at them. And this applies just as much with decision making as it does with anything else. Hey, that's it for today. And as a reminder, the current Community for Leaders will be opening up for a very limited time. If you're interested in more information, please visit clcteam.com and reserve your spot for $25 a month. You can also go to clc.com/current waitlist, or you can click on the link in today's show notes. Hey, hope you have a great rest of your day. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges.